When was the last time you bought something from one of your favorite gurus online? Who was it from and why did you decide to buy that specific thing? This is a question that you usually don't ask yourself, do you? But it can be the very question that unlocks the answer that you clicked on this video for, which is how to build an elite personal brand in 2026. And in this video, I will answer that question and I will show you how you can build your own personal brand in 2026 that makes people desire to buy from you. Now, the most foundational thing that you need to understand is buyer's psychology. And the reason I say it is foundational because it literally is a foundation. So on the screen, you're gonna see some of the people that we have worked with inside of my agency. And these are some people that you may be watching already online, or you maybe bought something from them, or you may be considering buying something from them, or at the very least, you at least were curious to learn more about what they do, who they are, etc. And that brings me to the first point, which is curiosity. So people need to get curious about what is it that you actually do, because that is going to lead them into actually looking you up, watching more of your videos and clicking your links and staying longer on your landing page, watching the landing page, researching about you, researching into ChatGPT about who you are and what you do, etc. And you've probably seen yourself doing this already with some creators. You're like, damn, how many offers does this person have? Is this person legit? What does he actually do? How does he know all this stuff, right? And then you start researching. And so you build up this curiosity with this creator just because they position themselves a certain way. And without curiosity, you would just like watch one video, take whatever, information they provide and just like leave, never follow them, not be like, interested. But like mental real estate is what we're really looking for. You are looking to build curiosity so that you're always in the person's mind and they're like thinking about you, like proactively, not in like a creepy way, but like they're thinking about you and like, oh shit, that Philip dude, he's worked with these and these and these people. What does he actually do? Let me research. Let me go on his website. What does he do? Let me go on his Instagram. What does he do? Let me watch more of his content, right? Like when I show you that list of people we work with, you might have gotten curious. Like, fucking that dude, I watched that dude and I love that dude, and you work with him, like who the fuck are you, and then you start researching about me because I raise your curiosity. Now the next thing, which is like I would say like it's a stage above curiosity that people really need to tap into in order to buy, is knowing somebody. So it started with curiosity and then they get to know more of your content, and now they know about you. They're like still curious about maybe your personal views, but they know about you, they researched about you, they know who you work with, they know what your business model is, they know what you're offering, they know the general information that you speak about in your videos, what kind of value you provide. Like for example, one of our clients, Jeremy Haynes, he has 2 YouTube channels. One YouTube channel is specifically all about his personal side, vlogs and everything, where you get to really see who he is as a person. And he has a training business channel where he only talks about business. So he has 2 sides. One personal side, you get to know him personally, and you get to know him as a teacher, as a businessman, all his knowledge, marketing, everything, right? And so I think both sides of the coin are super, super important, and you have to tap into both. If you want people to buy from you, you need them to know who you are as a person and who you are in terms of a businessman. Why are you actually worth investing into? And that actually brings me to my next point, which is liking somebody, okay? If people do not like you, no matter how many testimonials you got, how much knowledge you got, but if there's just something off about you, like people see you on camera, see how you talk, how you express yourself, and there's just like, this dude, there's something off about him, they're not gonna buy. And this is where like both sides of the coin really, really matter. This is where like the personal side really shines, because business side, essentially everybody can learn the business side. What is it that you gotta do? You gotta put effort, put 10 years into it, and just like repeat the step, like do action, take action. Anybody can do that. Just give them a blueprint, let them follow it. After 10 years, they're probably gonna have same or like similar knowledge that you have that you can share, etc. And even similar experiences, However, the personal side is unique to you, right? And this is where liking, people liking you comes into play, right? This is not something you can change, or this is not something that you can influence, to be honest. If you like something, you really, really like it, and if somebody doesn't like it, they're never gonna buy from you, for example, because they dislike you for liking that thing. I don't want you to seem like I have to make people like me. I just want you to look at it as like, I need to share more of who I am and let the right people find you and start liking you because they like the same things, not because you put up a show for people to like you. You just do what you're already doing, be the person you already are, and let the right people attract themselves, essentially. And I'll give you an example of that, where back in 2024, I think it was 2025. 2024. Sorry, I had a decision between two programs. One of the programs, actually both of the programs, the guys were in the same niche, doing the same thing, sharing the same knowledge. Just like I told you, you know, there's in the business niche, in the business field, there is stuff, the path, the blueprint that you can take, and you can become very similar or pretty much the same, you know, business, skilled in business as the other person, right? And this is the case. Both of these guys, I knew that the value they share is fucking awesome. They could both help me in my business, and I knew that I couldn't really go wrong with either choice. But why did I decide to go with one and not the other? It's because I liked that the other person that I actually ended up buying from was from the same country that I live in as well. We shared the same language because I liked it. I was curious about both of them. I knew both of them. I knew what they were doing. I knew what they were teaching, but I liked, okay, this is very important to understand. I liked one more than the other because of a particular factor. In fact, it's not that I liked one more than the other. It's not like I like this one more, like the spectrum of liking this person is higher. It's just that there's one particular aspect about this person that I liked, right? This other person that I didn't buy from, I knew them way longer than this other person that I ended up buying from, but there was this factor that's not even controllable, like the country you were born in, like you can't fucking control that. And I ended up buying them because of that. So there are some factors that, again, you can't change, you can't influence, but all your job is to just share who you are, and this is really important. So you need to get people curious about you, get them know you, and get them to like you, in, you know, just by sharing who you are, and you will start to create a trust around it. And this is how you create that effect of people thinking, oh shit, I want to buy from this person. This is the buyer psychology. It's human nature. It will never change. So this is a foundational principle. This is why I said it's a foundational principle that you need to nail down. Otherwise, everything else becomes useless. The next thing that you really, really need to understand is, and I would say this is, again, another very foundational thing, because if you don't understand this, again, decisions you make and everything else, it's just gonna suck. It's not gonna be correct. Is the offer, understanding the offer. Now, one big mistake that I see people make time and time again is they will take their offer and they will separate it from their marketing. They treat it like two separate things. I believe this is a big mistake, because you need to understand who are you marketing to, what is the market that you're going into, does this offer, you know, is there desire for this offer? Who's the ICP for this offer? Does my offer actually fit this ICP? How do I need to market to them? What my background needs to look like, right? Background plays a big fucking role. I'm not saying I have the best fucking background, but I'm just saying the background really matters, right? That's why you have people investing into studios with fucking plants behind them, with fucking nice walls. That's why you have people investing into penthouses so they can have the nice living room behind them. That's why people film in front of cars, right? And again, if you're like a fitness coach and a business coach, you're not gonna film in the same background. If you're a business coach, you're gonna film in a setting that screams business. If you're a fitness coach, you're gonna film in a gym, right? So this is why you need to understand your offer. What exactly is your offer? Who are you targeting more specifically? And everything else, your marketing ties into that. So you need to understand your ICP and your offer, but also a lot of people end up copying other creators and that fucks them. And the reason that fucks them is because, let's say you want to copy like Iman Gadzhi, for example, and you see Iman Gadzhi, he's crushing it with social media, and you think to yourself, if Iman is doing it, then if I do it, I'm probably going to have the same result. And with that mindset, you look at everything Iman does, you hire somebody and you tell them, look at Iman, I want that. And everything we do is going to be based around that. But what you don't realize is that Iman sells to a very particular audience. Let's take an example when he was selling the SMMA program. He was selling it to teenagers, mostly, predominantly, 16 to 18 to 20 years old, guys who came from poverty just like he did, who, they wanted to retire their mother for the most part. They wanted to quit high school. They just wanted to make like 5, 10K a month online, flex around their friends, just play video games, maybe have some free time, just, I don't know, fuck around, not having to go to school, not working 9 to 5, just like kids essentially. He was selling to kids. And all of his content was based around that particular audience. But your offer is made for 40-year-old business owners who have been in the business for 10, 15 years, and they want to scale to, I don't know, $1 million a month or more or something like that. Right? Or even like younger demographic or 30-year-olds, and their beliefs, like they don't want to quit. They've never worked a 9 to 5. They have a business running for like last 10 years. They've already retired their mother. They do care about their family a lot more. They don't want to just fuck around. They want to have more time for their family. They appreciate things like investing, more sophisticated things, right? Not just like teenage type of stuff. When you start to make Iman's content that is made to attract teenagers, because you see on the outside it's working, it's getting views, you copy it, but you're expecting to attract 30-year-olds. So you're copying something that's attracting 16-year-olds, but you want to attract 30-year-olds with the same thing. It does not work that way, right? So this is where a lot of people fuck up, because again, they think marketing and their offer, like, whatever I put up on my IG, whatever I put up on my Instagram, doesn't matter. It just matters that we get views, and the offer is going to sell itself. It doesn't matter who we get in the profile. And I'm going to go into this a lot more, but you need a proper strategy. You need to understand, again, everything, and this is what we're going to be talking about in just a second, how to set up your messaging correctly, right? Otherwise, you're just going to be producing content that doesn't attract the right audience, and you're going to be confused, and why is this not working, etc., etc., etc. But you made a simple mistake, copying other people. You want to copy Alex Hormozi, but Alex Hormozi's fucking a million leagues ahead of you, right? So you need to understand who your audience is. Look at people in your niche who are doing the similar thing as you. They're selling to the similar demographic. They have a similar offer, and they're crushing it with organic content on IG. Copy them. Not somebody else like Iman Gadzhi. Copy them. Even if they're small, even if they're not getting as many views as Iman Gadzhi, that's fine. Are they getting customers? Copy them, right? Because they're your niche, they're selling to your demographic, they're pretty much your competitor. Now, that does lead me into my next point, which is setting up your messaging, okay? Again, this leads to your offer. Like, who are you going to be talking to? Who are you sending the message to? Who are you passing the message to? Okay, very important. And this, again, ties into your offer. So if you don't know your offer, if you don't have a proven offer, if you don't know your ICP, don't watch this video. It's not for you. Or even if you're testing a new offer, you need to dial that in, right? So many people, they have a proven offer. It's something's worked for that offer in the past. They scaled it up to a couple hundred grand a month. Then they want to start something new, and they apply the same principles that they used for that old offer, even though the offers are two different worlds, and they fail because they don't understand the new offer. So messaging, we're specifically going to be talking about on Instagram, but also overall in your content, right? So the first thing that I like to look at is, how do you position your profile? How do you optimize your profile? Because obviously, like, content is first. Content comes first because that's like the first thing people see on Reels is your content, and then they go check out your profile. But if your profile doesn't tell people like, hey, I help you with this and you do that exact thing and I can help you, and here's a track record of the people I helped, here's how I got started, here's a bunch of questions that I'm answering so you know I'm legit, I have skin in the game. Like, if your profile is not set up in that way and your profile doesn't show the desires of the other person, that you have them, and doesn't show that you can solve their pain points, this is just messaging to them that you can't help them and they're gonna scroll away. Or there may be certain things you wear, certain things, a car you drive, where you live, how you live your life. Do you have a family? Do you have kids? All of these things play a role into whether or not you're going to attract a certain type of person, or they'll be attracted to you, right? But the simplest way to set up your messaging is you need to have something that people desire. For example, Alex Hormozi, everybody desires to, make 100 mil. He was actually speaking about this, right? So he has this message, 100 mil, and you may not believe that you can make 100 mil, or you may not believe that Alex Hormozi will help you make 100 mil, but because he has made 100 mil himself, you do believe that he can at least make you $1 million, 1% of that. You do believe that, right? So you need to have some sort of desire that makes people go, oh shit, he can't probably teach me how to do that, but he can at least teach me how to get 1% of that. Now, what comes to the content strategy, okay, my handwriting is shit. When it comes to the content strategy, again, that comes first. Everything in your content has to speak to the person and has to make them curious. Again, make them curious about who you are, what you do, and then have them click on your profile, and your profile does the selling, nurturing, conversion. So in your content, everything matters, from how you present yourself. Like I said, if you're a fitness dude, you probably should be filming in the gym. If you're a business dude, you should probably film in a business setting. Most people have those fucking guru walls, as they call it, behind them, right? From what you say to how you say it. There are certain, if you're a businessman and you want to specifically target business owners, you want to use slang that these business owners will also use. There's also, like, if you want to target Gen Z business owners versus older business owners, you're not going to use Gen Z slang, right? Or you are going to use Gen Z slang if you want to attract Gen Z business owners, right? So the words you say, how you dress, your environment, the way you talk, what you have, everything, like all that shit is part of your content strategy and what you talk about. If people see that you're relatable, you have knowledge to share, they will get curious and they will click to find out more. Now, I'm not going to talk about this a whole lot on this video because I actually last week released I think it was like 30 minutes purely going over profile optimization. Every single little detail that you need to know, from your name all the way down to your feed content, what kind of content you need to be posting. So that video itself will give you a lot more context on what you need to do. That is going to be down in the description. So it's going to be the first link. Actually, it's not going to be the first link in the description, but it's going to be in the description nonetheless. But what is going to be first link in the description is my website, where you can check out what do we do for our clients, who have we done it for, what kind of results have we gotten for our clients with our Instagram agency, and how do we help people specifically with Instagram. You can check that out, and essentially everything we talked about in this video is what we do for our clients on a very high level, and we do it done for them. So they don't have to do shit, pretty much. If that is something that interests you, I highly suggest that you book a call with me and my team, where we can go over your business and see how we can help you add more revenue to your business with Instagram, or if we can even help you at all. So if you have any questions about any of my videos, make sure to follow me and message me on Instagram and shoot over any questions. I always check my DMs, and that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.